sisters and your grandmother who were left behind in Laos. Can you say anything about what was going on with them all those years?
For the longest time, after the communists were allowed to go to the countries in 1975, the country was completely closed to the Western world, and the pyramids like kept everything under the dark for a very long time. And he didn't have any way of communicating to the family, not until maybe less than 10 years ago. And it was very, very hard for my mother, especially. There's no way that many times we wrote a letter and sent it to them, the government wouldn't open it up, or if we write something that against their will, they might be either two ways, they can be arrested or being investigated, or they just never send a letter to them.
We tried over the years to bring the sisters over, but it was really difficult because the Lao government wasn't very open to letting people out of the country, and still it's very difficult for the family to bring them over. It's a question of financial situation. Still, Tavi's brothers and sisters would be here, but they're working, and his brother works as a truck driver, and it's very difficult for the family to still make ends meet. So in the course of this time, in order to bring someone over, you have to sponsor them, and so it's been really difficult for them to be able to do that. And Tavi's younger sister now has 4 kids?
3 kids.
3 kids. And so they have their own lives pretty much. But I have to say, when we went to Laos, it was a really big shock for them to see us, because we had sent a telegram that we were coming, and they didn't get it. So here we show up. And that was really a big shock. I mean, you can imagine when we went to Tavi's house, when we actually had to sneak into the country at the time, because the door opened just a little bit for us to slip into Laos, and we had all the camera gear in the bags. And when we got down to his hometown, Tavi seeing the Mekong for the first time that he hadn't seen since he swam, we went to his old house to find where his family was. His sister was in the market, so that's where we went to the market, and that's when we saw her. And but his younger sister, she hadn't seen in many years, because what happened during the Pathet Lao time is that she was a very small child, and the family couldn't support to keep her because everybody was put into union labor. So they gave her to another family who didn't have any children, and this family moved up into the mountains. So when we got there, we didn't know where the younger sister was. We had to go find her. And so that was really quite something, right, Tavi? I mean, it was a very emotional reunion for Tavi to see his sister, because, I mean, it was crazy for me because she looked exactly like his brother in New York, whose hair was all the way out here and wild. And, I mean, she didn't have any idea, about her sibling counterparts. And here we were seeing both worlds collide in a sense. And Tav, I think you were very upset because he wanted to bring his sister home, and had all of these confused feelings about what to do with bringing your sister, to reunite her with his mother. And but
I don't know how to put this thing. I can only imagine if you're a soldier and you left your soldier behind. When you go there and you found them, you can take them back home with you. That's